Hemlata Rao from Bangalore. She has a diagnosis of pulmonary arterial hypertension with Eisenmenger syndrome. And over to Ms. Rao for your experience. Let us hear
that. Good evening. Hello, everybody. Good evening to eminent doctors and my good friends from HTTP. I am Hemlata Rao from Bangalore. I'm just 45 years young. Okay, and I'm very grateful to the PVRI India chapter and the HTTP to have brought up this wonderful platform where we can interact with eminent doctors across India, mainly addressing the rarest of diseases, pulmonary hypertension. I can say that my journey with pulmonary hypertension has been very exciting, enriching, and humbling. It started with a hole in the heart. I had a PDA ligation at the age of 3 by Dr. K.M. Cherian in Chennai. And at that time itself, the doctor had suspected that I may get an pulmonary arterial hypertension as I had an enlarged aorta. Then life went on as good as it could be. I had a very normal and very active childhood. I was great in sports and I was even in the band set. In fact, carrying the band side drums and bass drums, which was weighing almost 5 kilos to 7 kilos. And I absolutely had no problems with those things. And the trouble began when I was in 10th standard and I had to cycle uphill for tuitions. I used to get seizures and faint. So earlier we didn't understand what this might be and we thought it was a neurological problem and went to the neurologist. And they did an EEG and then treated me for epilepsy. And in 1995, we just thought we should go for a general checkup with our cardiologist, Dr. K.M. Cherian, and we went to Chennai for a checkup. And there they did a right heart catheterization and confirmed that I had pulmonary hypertension. And the pulmonary pressures were as high as the systemic pressures. It was almost 110 mm of Hg. But the funny part was I was totally normal. I never felt breathless, nor was I going blue. But yes, I would get slight chest pains when I used to climb stairs and other things. But once I continued my activity, it would subside. So they saw that I was asymptomatic, so they just gave a small medication of amlodipine 2.5 mg. And I completed my graduation and then joined a job as a software engineer. In 1999, it was a very sedentary job. And in 1999, I had a severe breathlessness episode. And when I was taken to the hospital, they did an MRI of the lungs and found out it was pulmonary embolism. So they did treat me for that. And I somehow came out of that as well. And then I had quit my job and then started a consultancy on my own so that I could work from home and take some rest. And then the most wonderful thing happened in my life and I got married to the best of my family friends and the most wonderful husband, Mr. Kirtivasan. After that, life had been treating me wonderfully well. We went to the UK just on the pretext of consulting the doctors there. So I was under the consultation of Papworth hospitals. And they were quite surprised to see my physical fitness in spite of high pressures in my lungs. I was advised nocturnal oxygen therapy. It was in the UK they found out that I had another shunt, which was aortopulmonary window. Hence, they categorized me as an Eisenmenger's patient. And apart from that, I had 2 episodes of thrombocytopenia. But I was doing well. I was able to go on a hike. I went on a 13-mile hike and I was able to do all normal activities. But in 2010, me and my husband had a bad patch. That is, he was affected with spine TB, and due to delay in diagnosis, he developed transverse myelitis and was paralyzed below neck. After a lot of argument with the hospital authorities, he was treated and now he's fine. But during that time, I was under severe distress, physically and mentally as well. And I had to, because since he was in the hospital for almost 15 days, I had to deal with everything in the house, getting the groceries from outside. And I guess that put a lot of stress on my heart. And then slowly I started, we came back to India, but I started developing loss of sensory activity. And I went to the doctors. They found out that I have got peripheral neuropathy, and they diagnosed it as peripheral neuropathy due to autoimmune disease. So now I have lost almost 60% of sensation in my body parts, and I was treated with azathioprine and steroids for that. But these medications put up my heart and into distress, and my regular activities took a backlog. Now I have severe stiffness in my muscles and severe heaviness in my shoulders and head, and they slightly get better when I am on oxygen. So now the progression of neuropathy has stopped, and then my pulmonologist, Dr. Ravindra Mehta, and uh, Dr. Ravindra Mehta at Apollo Bangalore, they suggested why don't we go for transplant? So we consulted them and Dr. Rajni Bhatt as well. They told us that that would be helpful for us. Then we consulted Apollo Chennai transplant team, Dr. Paul Ramesh and Dr. Sundar, and they did all the evaluations, and they said I would be listed for the transplant. So now we have shifted to Chennai, and right now I am in the list and I'm waiting for the transplant to take place. Well, this is a life history, but apart from this, the main reason for such a wonderful life is that I have been very strong in my mind, and I have never allowed my body to overtake my mind. I've always told myself that come what may, I'm not going to die, and I will be like a cockroach. However you may try, I won't be able to. You won't be able to eliminate me. So that one act.
Brother, please unmute yourself. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Yeah. So I've been going through a bone marrow biopsy, nerve biopsy, and many other things. But all these things have made me much stronger in life, and now I'm ready to face any sort of difficulties. But I have never got a give up attitude. So what I would like to tell fellow PHers is that I think we are the strongest people on earth, because the basic need for a human being is oxygen to function well. And we all, in spite of having low oxygen, we are able to function so well and put up a smile on our faces and facing the world. So I think we should be much more strong. I think we are but much more stronger than the rest of the normal people. And pulmonary hypertension is a rare disease, but if you are strong enough by mind, I think you will be able to come out of it very strongly and very well. Yeah. So there's nothing to worry about. And one thing I'm very blessed is that I have got a wonderful set of doctors who have been treating me, starting with Dr. Hemlata Rao and Dr. Balaji, my cardiologist in Bangalore, then Dr. Ravindra Mehta and Rajni Bhatt, pulmonologist, and Dr. Hariram Acharya, my neurologist. And now I'm with a wonderful team at Apollo Chennai who like settle all my doubts, and I'm totally living without worries. And when I came in contact with Deepika, who is already a person who has undergone transplant, all my doubts regarding the transplant has been erased, and now I'm quite confident that I'll come out of that as well and face a better life in future. And I thank you all for giving me an opportunity. I hope I'm of some use to people with similar disease. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hemlata, for your wonderful narration. You're not some useful. That was a very excellent picturization of the struggle which you've gone through, and you need so much of mental strength to go through all these struggles in your life, build up a career, take care of your husband who was ill. It's really wonderful. And that's the same attitude we always, as a doctor, try to entrust with patient. The moment you hear the word pulmonary hypertension, most of the time the people go into so much of depression and lack of interest in life, which is not at all good.
Yeah.
You know that everyone knows that medicines
Yeah.
alone will not
Yes.
help you to survive this rare disease.
Definitely.
Thank you very much for your detailed accounting, and wish you all the best.
Yeah. One more thing I would like to add is our body is so well designed that it will somehow compensate for the losses what we are going through, and it won't give up that easily. But one thing which can worsen the disease is fear and panicking. Please don't panic and please don't be scared. As long as you don't worry, because these are things which are out of our control. So there's no use in worrying about things which are out of our control. Only thing is we can enjoy each moment in life and enjoy life better. That's what I feel. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.